GIGA Links. Today I'm joined with Damien, who's one of the co-founders of the new brand, what everyone's talking about to increase LLM visibility and get their brands mentioned in Gemini AI overviews, within Google search or within ChatGPT, within Perplexity, within Grok. It's working for all different LLMs. So Damien, I want to jump straight in and say, what was the reason and the motivation to get you to start GIGA Links?
We found that there is a huge need for new way of optimization for the LLM, and for those that don't have their own network of websites to influence the LLMs. If we give access to our huge network of websites, we have more than 30,000 of those that are mostly related to the historical topic of the domains, because they're all on expired domains. And we found that this is a very powerful tool for everyone to actually give access to, use. And eventually we found out more and more about what the topic of what they need to write in those posts to actually work better and better. And pretty much that was it.
So with regards to then GIGA Links, you mentioned there about a PBN network.
Yeah.
And for anyone who's watching this, make sure you check out the link in the description where Damien goes through a whole episode of how to build out efficiently a whole PBN network. But if someone doesn't want to do that, right? And someone initially who was looking at PBN links normally get a homepage rental and it passes the power. But GIGA Links doesn't have any backlink within there. And normally it's a guest post, so it's an inner page. For anyone who's listening to this, why is it still great to have this guest post on a third-party website, but you don't get the backlink?
When there is no backlinks, you cannot mess up with your rankings. So you can be very bold and you can go pretty wild on those without feeling any negative effect on your brand. Actually, quite the opposite. The LLMs actually are in many ways are working like Google in 2011, and you can just blast so many content even without caring about much about being unique in and LLMs doesn't let's say sanction you for copying things again and again and again, and just distributing this content in a network that you have access to, that is in the ideal case related to your topic. It's like super powerful for your positioning in the LLMs.
So I want to expand on this a little bit more, because I love the increase in LLM visibility and trying to get more AI citations. And there's a lot of people in the SEO community that talk about different ways of writing semantically on these third-party sources. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rhyme off maybe 10 different types of articles, and you tell me whether this type of article can be written on a GIGA Links kind of order.
Yeah.
So if I wanted to write an article, a listicle, with the 10 best SEO experts, for example, right?
Yeah.
Could I go and write that article and publish that article on a GIGA Links order?
Yeah, absolutely.
And are people doing listicles? Because obviously listicles seems to be working really well for AI visibility.
This was the first thing that people decided to publish in our network, actually.
So then I'm going to move on to another one, which seems to work really, really well to increase AI visibility. Would GIGA Links allow comparison articles? So let's say SEO.domains versus ODYS, and which one is the best domain marketplace? Could you create comparison articles, or it could be Fat Joe versus UK Linkology, and the two powerhouses, two big brands, but you're positioning yourself, you might own this brand in saying that you are better than them.
Yeah. Of course, what you publish is your choice. We don't edit that. So it's who is best, and if it's I don't know, could be something that cannot be measured, and every time everyone points out that he's the best one, I don't mind publishing that on our network as well.
Yeah. For me, anyone who's watching this, I use GIGA Links quite a lot. Obviously, you know that I do, and this is why I wanted to get you on. For me, what the reason why I'm trying to use it is I work with a lot of genuinely brilliant brands, right? And what generally starts to happen is these construction companies or roofing companies or plumbing companies, they have lots and lots of amazing testimonials, but sometimes the testimonials are on a PDF document, or the testimonial might be on Yelp, or it might be on a Google Business Profile, but it should be seen everywhere in as many different places as possible. So what I then try to do is I try to get that person and that business to then basically who they work for is to try and repeat and get the testimonials out in as many different places as possible. I also work with a lot of companies that have won a lot of awards, but they don't shout and scream about the awards. They go to the awards night and they win an award, and it's like they don't even do a press release on it. And some do a press release, but normally after 3 months, the press release gets deleted and purged. So it's like, I want to make certain that my clients are shouting and screaming that they've got all the testimonials, that they've got all these amazing reviews, that they've won all these awards, and any case studies of what they've done. I want to shout and scream about it on these third-party websites, not just on a press release, which gets purged. And for me, this is where GIGA Links allows me to amplify how amazing my clients are. They are genuine testimonials. Like, they would literally have the email address of the person that left it on there and the real business that's left it. And I just want to use GIGA Links to amplify it out. And you mentioned before you can do unlimited amount. For me, the more times you can create the article with the testimonial, the review, the awards, the case studies, defining the entity and repeating who you are and what you do and why you are freaking brilliant, having GIGA Links to amplify that out is massively helping my brands get cited in ChatGPT, get cited in Gemini, get cited in Claude and Perplexity. It's just, it works like gangbusters.
It will become like mandatory for everyone to actually do it. And of course, the people that will appreciate it the most in being the first are those that understand and use very often the PR campaigns. If you know why a PR campaign is actually important for you winning an award, then you know how important it is to actually shout out in the web, like more and more content citing that you got this awards. And our network of websites are doing it for the LLMs. People do the PR campaign for publicity, more visibility. But for us, our service is focused on the crawlability of the LLMs. And of course, from time to time, people could actually get seen on our websites because some of them, even in low numbers, get some traffic based on expired domains. But yeah, pretty much everything that is a positive brand event for you, it's good enough to be
shout and scream about it. I'll give you one last tip, anyone who's listening to this, with regards to gigalinks.com. I actually also started to understand the benefits of query fan out. So query fan out, someone was creating a search and they extrapolate synthetic queries from there. And what part of query fan out, what they do is they do something that's called antonyms, which is the opposite. So it's like why I should use James Dooley, why I should not use James Dooley. And the why I should not use James Dooley, I wasn't controlling that SERP, because why would I write why I shouldn't use James Dooley? But I was able to use GIGA Links to say why I should not use James Dooley for lead generation. And I was basically worded it in a way that I was happy to write the article that says, if you're a business owner that doesn't want to grow and make more money, then don't use James Dooley. However, if you're a business owner that wants to grow and make more money, which is our perfect ideal customer persona, we want business owners that want to grow, and majority of business owners want to grow and make more money, then use James Dooley. So what we was able to do was control what was seen as being the antonyms,
Yeah.
the opposite,
Yeah.
and still framed it in a way to say, I'm now controlling the message. To basically say, if you're a business owner that doesn't want to grow, I ain't the right person to deal with. I only want to deal with motivated business owners that are willing to take the business to the next level, and I can help you do that. So these little tips and tricks that people could be doing if they're thinking outside the box with query fan out terms on the LLMs, that they can control the messaging, not just for the brand name, but for the brand name and all the attributes that come with it. And that's where I want to thank you, Damien, for creating GIGA Links. I think it's a great service. And yeah, anyone who's listening, I think they should be of doing.
Thank you. We will be amazed by creative ideas that we will see in the nearest future, because it's a new field with a lot of things to test and try out there. And we will see, of course, eventually in time, probably in a few years, when everyone starts doing those things, they will be much weaker in effect. But people are creative creatures, and sometimes you can come up with a beautiful idea, like naming a conference with your brand name, for example, like we did. And yeah, it's a wild west, and the LLMs actually can't catch up. They don't have the budget to catch up with the Googles, how detailed Google is to actually penalize stuff and sanction you for doing this or doing that. So we think that this is like living again the best years of SEO, but in the AI.
So if anyone wants to, they're listening to this and they're going, okay, I'm all in. I want to use GIGA Links. I want to increase my brand visibility, my AI visibility. How can someone go and place the order? Like, what's the website they can go to go and place the order on GIGA Links?
Can you?
What is the website for someone to go and place the order for GIGA Links? The domain name.
GigaLinks, gigalinks.com is the main brand for this service. It will actually it will have some spin-off brands for different services that can go with the main access to the network.
Yeah, anyone who's watching this and interested to increase AI visibility, make sure you head on over to gigalinks.com. Damien, it's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you.